Hello, everyone. We're back. We got a rising star in the Midwest, not only Wisconsin, but in the entire Midwest. Let's have her go ahead and introduce herself.
I'm Jada. I'm a shooting guard and I will graduate 2027.
There we go. So you're off to our no sister to the west or no, east Wisconsin. I don't know my left, east, and west. So, well, you're off to the east in Wisconsin. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for doing the show. Let's go.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning. What's some of your earliest memories of basketball?
So, my dad used to work at the YMCA. So, ever since I was like 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
every summer I would be in the gym every single day. And I would spend like hours on hours in there. And sometimes, I would have like my friends come with me. But I think that's kind of when I like realized that I wanted to do basketball and like take it as seriously as I can.
Fair.
So that's probably one of my earliest ones.
Fair. Was basketball always a sport? Did we try other sports? Or kind of, was it all over the place?
Yeah, my parents have always been like very athletic. So when I was little, I was doing soccer, basketball. And then I actually did soccer until my seventh grade year, I think.
Hmm.
And then basketball kind of just took over from there. And then I've been doing track also.
What made basketball like the one, like kind of the one that stood out, kind of the one that like you maybe fell in love with the most?
I think just, my parents' history with it. They both played in high school. Um, but yeah, I just loved it ever since I started playing. And then I guess I just kind of kept working at it and I love it even more now.
Okay, so who wins the driveway 1-on-1? Are you beating mom and dad?
Me,
They winning still,
me
or
every time.
oh,
Yep.
there we go, easy, done.
Yeah. Yeah. They think they can maybe beat me in horse sometimes, but
Fair.
they,
You're
they
like
just never learn.
you gotta let them have it sometimes. You're like, well, let them think they can win, but yeah, understandable.
Yeah. It's fun.
Fair. And so we'll go back to like last year's high school season. In your own words, how would you say things went for maybe the team and then for yourself individually?
I think it went great. I mean, last year we had, kind of had a new coach, a new team. We only had one senior. And then we started off a little slow. We had like a 0-6, I think. But then kind of coming back from that, we took a big step and then we made it to the
Hmm.
regional game. And unfortunately, we lost by one in that game, but we were all super proud of like where
Hmm.
we started and where we ended up. So we're kind of hoping, kind of carry that into this year, but I thought we did really good.
So, like you said, only losing one senior. What kind of lessons did you guys learn in that close loss, kind of recovering from a rough start? What were maybe some of the lessons you guys took away from last season that you can carry into this year?
I think the biggest thing that kind of came away from that was like it kind of kept us humble and like, made us work harder in practice and focus a little bit more. So I think that's something that will kind of come into this year knowing just like focus and practice and know that we kind of came back bad in the beginning last year, but then we made a big step in trying to carry that.
So, I gotta say, I'm a Gopher fan for life. And so
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know who your coach is. I think I have a banner over
Yeah.
here of her.
That's
So
awesome.
coming from a Gopher great, Janel Mccarville, J-Mac, former Lynx player, all that, what would you say is like the biggest lesson she's taught you guys coming like she'd kind of been at the highest level?
hmm So many. I mean, my favorite thing that she's kind of like done for us is like when we watch film, just the way that she can see the game and kind of teach us from that is incredible. And that's always been my favorite part. And then obviously like the drills that we do in practice and the stories that she tells sometimes, but no, it's great. It's great.
Fair, fair. I mean, are we taking coach on one yet or not yet?
No, I've not. I've not.
I was gonna say, does she still set the screens in practice? Does she still level people out, or is it now her players so she's not setting them anymore?
Yeah, we haven't gotten hit by her screens yet.
Yeah, I'm telling you, even in the audience when you'd watch them, they would like you would feel those.
I could imagine. I've seen some of the videos.
So
Yep.
we'll come to AAU. Let's go back all the way to the beginning of AAU in April. From there to where you are right now, where would you say you grew the most as a player?
I think coming into the AU season, like finishing around the rim, was like a little bit of a lower thing for me. So I've been trying to work on that a lot. And I think, AAU's helped me with that a lot, especially like with the talent that's in like EYBL. So I've been focusing on that a lot in practice and then throughout the season. So I think finishing around the rim.
You talked about it. How do you think the EYBL circuit prepares you for high school and the next level and kind of all that with how much like talent and physicality comes at you?
It definitely helps me a lot. Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of talented girls in the EYBL, so every game you gotta be prepared for that. And then transitioning from like AAU to high school, it's totally different. So I think that helps you
Mhm.
get prepared for high school also. But yeah, it's amazing.
How would you say your roles change between AAU and high school? Like, is there a different role, the same role, or do they change?
Yeah, I think for AAU, I mean, you kind of have like a lot of the great players come together on a team. So you can trust each other a lot and everyone trusts each other. And then for high school, I think for me, like I'll step into a bigger role and kind of try to be more of a leader. Um, but yeah.
What's your leadership style? Is it more kind of do as I say, kind of lead by example, kind of or is it a mixture of both?
For me, it's mostly lead by example. I've been, kind of trying to be a little more vocal and stuff like that, but it's definitely lead by example.
Fair. So we talked about some of the players. Who are some of the best players you've ever had a chance to play with AAU or high school?
For AU, I think honestly, like the team that we have right now, I mean, they're all amazing, and it kind of showed this last season. We had like a great season and a great record. But definitely all of those girls, I've loved playing with all of them.
And then who are some of the best players you've ever had a chance to play against AAU or high school?
So this year in AU, we Missouri Phenom have
Hmm.
we've lost to them a few times and we've beat them, but they've definitely been like a great group to play against, and all those girls are amazing. So I think all of them are like a great team to play against.
Who's your dream one-on-one opponent? Is it coach?
Oof. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe like Paige Beckers if I had a chance, but that would be fun.
She's roaming around Minnesota often here. Just gotta come over here.
Yeah,
She's
I
roaming
just I
around.
just got to drive a little bit. Yeah.
I said she pops up in like the most random places. So
Yeah.
fair,
Yep.
fair. So for someone who hasn't seen you play, first of all, they're missing out. How would you describe yourself as a player?
I think I would say just like very versatile. I work a lot on that, kind of
Hmm.
like I mentioned before, being able to finish around the rim. And then also like my mid-range game, I work really hard on that. And then being able to, shoot like outside range pretty well. But yeah, I think that's what I would say and what I work pretty hard at.
Do you have any WNBA or NBA players that you model your game after? Kind of enjoy watching anything of that nature?
I mean Paige Becker's not in the WNBA yet, but definitely her. And then I love watching Aja Wilson play.
Hmm.
But yeah,
What's one skill set from Paige that you hope to add to your game someday?
her mid-range game is what
Midi.
I admire the most about her. Yeah. So
It's
that's what I've been working at.
high release too. I mean, she getting that. It's
Yes.
high release. Yes. Fair,
Yep.
fair, fair. Where's some of your favorite places you've gotten to travel because of basketball, either AAU or otherwise?
Um, I loved going to um South Carolina this year. My favorite part about like these tournaments is probably just the different gyms that you can see.
Hmm.
Um, like in Kentucky, there's like how many gyms? Like over 100. So just kind of, seeing that is my favorite part. But I think South Carolina was probably my favorite this year.
Fair, fair. And then we talked about stock rising, getting a lot more eyes on you, playing on the EYBL circuit. That comes with some recruiting attention. Nothing specific, but how do you handle kind of that increased attention, increased calls, increased momentum? How do you kind of stay level headed and not let it get overwhelming and kind of keep, kind of focus on it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is my parents and my faith kind of help me keep me grounded. My parents are very supportive and are always there for me. And then also like just kind of knowing it's a gift and, working at getting better
Hmm.
because I love the game. And not just because, recruiting attention might come with it. But yeah,
Fair. And then do some quick hits. Favorite basketball shoe currently?
shoe. I've never worn Sabrina's, but those are my next purchase. So I'd probably say those. But I've also had like the GT cuts,
Hmm.
so those are pretty cool too.
Yeah, if you're a shooter, you got to have the Sabrinas. I mean, there's no better
I
shoe to have. Come
agree.
on now.
Yep, I agree.
Fair. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I love my desserts, but favorite
Hmm.
food, I'm gonna have to say chicken Alfredo.
I mean, you can say desserts. I would say desserts are my favorite. So,
Yeah, brownies, cookies, everything.
yes, yes. Go to pregame hype song.
I don't know if I really have a go-to song, but I love country music. So it'll probably be somewhere in there.
Fair.
Country.
Any embarrassing basketball like on court moments, like scoring for the wrong team, travel, something like that?
Oh yeah, the right when you said that, it popped in my head. I think I was pretty young. I was probably going in like fourth grade. But I remember like my whole family came to watch me, like my grandparents. And there was like a few seconds left in the game, and I scored in the wrong basket.
Hey, you were just helping the other team. They probably were down, so you were
Yeah,
helping the other team. Fair.
we still won, so
Yeah, you were helping them out. Come on now. That's good.
yep.
That's good sportsmanship. I like that.
Yeah, and I never did it again after that. So
Fair.
lesson learned.
Game winning three, game saving block. Which would you prefer?
Game winning three.
See, I always tell people when I ask that question, it's a smarter choice because with a game winning block, you can do everything correct. You can have no body contact, clean ball, everything. All you need is one ref to be like, oh, I might have saw something, and then it's
Very
called.
true.
Where a three, you
Yep.
have a lot more control of the outcome.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Agreed.
A block would be fun, and it'd be like so
Would be.
but I'm like, there's just so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
100%. Best basketball advice you ever got?
Um, I think the best advice I've ever gotten is like don't wish a day away and kind of, enjoy every single moment of it. Coach McCarville told me that one, but I think that's kind of stuck with me and kind of, enjoying every moment, even if you don't think you enjoy it in the moment.
Man, you guys gotta call her Coach McCarville. Like we're used to fans like being like J Mac or like Baby Shaq when she played for the Gophers. Like, oh, I'm telling you, you have to go
Maybe I'll
back and
start calling her that.
you have to go watch like her like Gopher days. Like she like Baby Shaq was the perfect nickname for her. The perfect
That's
nickname.
funny.
And then we'll end with this. I always end with this question. When you're done with AAU and done with high school and off to the next level, what do you hope your legacy is that you've left in basketball?
I hope just kind of like the people I've played for and played against, like they just love me as a person mostly. Um, and obviously, like I want people to think I was a great basketball player too. But I think, kind of leaving a legacy of who you were is the most important thing.
I love it. Well, people get out to Spash. You're going to see Jada. She's going to be putting on a show. One of the best 27th in the state. Get out to Wisconsin Flight. You're going to be going all over the country, 10 different states all over the place. Once again, you've been an absolute joy to watch this summer. You've been an absolute joy to get to know. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, thank you so much.
You have a great one.
You too.
Bye.